Welcome everyone to Transport Fever walkthrough with Bork17. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty well myself, and we are on to episode 6. So mission 6. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to drop a like, and if you are enjoying my content, consider subscribing. So let's get to it. Once again, I'm going to have the timestamps in the description. So if you're looking for a particular mission, you can go click on the name of the mission and jump right to it. So let's go through.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing
Chapter
new
1,
inventions. It's
Baghdad
the dawning
Railway.
of the 20th century. The major powers of Europe are in the process of divvying up the last fragments of the world map among themselves. At long last, the German Empire wants a place where it can bask in the limelight too. It sees its chance along the Bosporus, where temperamental Sultan Abdul Hamid II rules over a vast territory. Time for the Germans to secure the biggest infrastructure project in all of Asia Minor. The legendary Orient. The kingdom of 1,001 nights. Where milk and honey flow. The Baghdad Railway is the key to the Orient. It will give the German Empire access to valuable resources. The railroad project is going to be financed by Deutsche Bank, a German bank. You're supposed to make sure that nothing fishy goes on site. A railroad from Baghdad to Istanbul, brought into being via sound German engineering skill. A bold venture. As long as the project doesn't make a profit, the Sultan has offered to offset any losses with his tax revenues. Needless to say, one is only too glad to help local agriculture increase its earnings. Make sure that grain production develops beneficially. At the same time, it guarantees funding for the Baghdad Railway. Thanks to your logistics support, food production is soon going to gain momentum.
So we are starting in Baghdad. So we have a map here. It's pretty flat there, pretty flat over here, with some mountains in the middle. So that's gonna be very interesting. It looks like, looking ahead, we might have to use trucks to transport back and forth because we might not be allowed to build through the mountains. Okay, increasing the food factory level. So this is a very important part about Transport Fever, the factory levels. So you have the producing factories, and so we have 2 of them here. They can both produce 200. The food factory level, it has 4 different levels, and the three like monitors here, the 3 measures actually are crucial to leveling it up. So like, I'll use the supplier to explain. So production, it produces that amount of goods at all times. The shipment, that's how much that is getting from this, like the farm to the factory. That's determined based upon need/want. So the farm can only collect 100 because, if you can see, production is 100. So it can only produce 100 goods right now. So this shipment, this will actually be 200 because it uses 2 to 1. So for every two grain that go in here, it produces 1 bread. Shipment is how much of what it's producing gets pushed on to like the cities who are collecting it. So that's 50 and that's 117. So we have plenty of like demand for this factory. The next part about it is the transport. This is how much actually gets there. So if you have, I mean, we're gonna end up building one anyway. So a truck station here. Let's just do a nice big one. So like if you have the truck waiting here, the station waiting here, and it's holding stuff, and it'll be a white number. If it turns blue, that means some stuff is just like going bad because there's not enough space for it. That will reduce your transport level. And so if we're reading these bars, if it's in the middle, the factory's staying the same. If it goes above this line, it levels up to the next level. If it hits this bottom line, it will actually level down because like it's not being utilized enough. So let's get the factory working and then we'll start this bonus task. So we need both of these because to level up the farm. And what I'm gonna do is do kind of have to configure this. Station entrance. There and there. This will help the so the vehicles, they come through and they either pull up next to this side or they turn around and pull up next to this side. If you have entrances and exits that lead directly to the side here, or then that way they can pull in, pull up, and then go out. Or pull and pull up and then go out that way, or so they don't have to come in and go around. Give it more options, allow it to get less congested. Okay, so I'm gonna need a road depot. We can just plop this here. Okay. And then we'll utilize all lines or all spaces for both of these. That way they're not waiting in line. The truck, wheat, 1 to bread. And then truck, wheat, 2 to bread. Okay, so let's buy some vehicles for this. Cargo. Yeah, let's start with some diesel. It can hold 10, so we're gonna do, let's start with 30. We'll go down to 10. 10 vehicles selected. Do the first one. And then that one does the second one. We'll check back later if we're using too much. So like the factory can grow, but these suppliers can't actually grow, which is why we need to utilize both of them in order to get the factory going. All right, now we have to look at the truck unload spot. So you see like the highlighting of this. You want to try to encompass all of the bread. If you can get them all onto one, all highlighted, a lot of times you can't. But like if we get here, we pretty much get the entire area. Oh, right there. So let's drop this one because the highlighted area covers all except down there. So we can't get them all, but except down there. Can't get them all, but we can get pretty much as close to it as possible. Yeah. And then let's look at this other one. This one's a lot smaller, so that's good. It's a lot easier. Okay. We go a new line. Truck. Bread to Konya. And I'll utilize all pickup locations. And the new line. Call this one truck. Bread to, I don't know how to say it. Wrigley. All right, and then we'll come to our vehicles, and we'll just do 5 of each. Oh, wait, no. Wrong ones. Road Depot, there we go. So, I'm probably going to need more, because if you click on this, it needs 117. And with the max amount of vehicles that we have, it'll take 25. So I'll hit play while we start the bonus one.
Your legendary fellow countryman, Kara Ben Nemzi, crosses your path. What a splendid coincidence. Accompany the fearless adventurer and stand by him with advice and support. Oh no. Sir David Lindsay, your countryman's English travelling companion, has caught the dreaded Aleppo evil. A horrible sore is running riot on his already sizable nose. A desert herb is said to cure it, but the plant can only be found at very specific altitudes.
Okay, so collect 3 stinkweed bushes at altitude 220 and 320. Can Am I supposed to destroy it? I think so. Ah, found it. There we go.
Bad luck in spades. The Henry rifle and the double-barreled bear killer have disappeared. Track down Kara Ben Nemzi's precious weapons and bring them back.
Search for missing weapons, and I think they're right there.
Holy moly! Your faithful companion Haji Halef Omar was taken captive by a savage desert tribe. Rescue him.
Deliver food to the desert tribe. Oh. Well, in that case, you need a street to go nearby. Oh, I didn't get close enough. There, now it's connected. And we can do a truck unload. We'll take the bread. To there. Okay, and let's buy a vehicle. We have to do 10. And we can do 1. It'll take 2 trips. Alright, factory level. Let's see how we're doing over here now. Alright. So this one's not wasting any food. This one's wasting quite a bit of food. So as you can see here, it's produced 200. The shipment demand is 122, but it's only transporting 25% because it's destroying food because it's overpacked. Whereas this one, 277, and only about 45% is getting delivered, which just, I don't think it went through a full cycle because that just keeps going up. So that might, once it goes through enough cycles, it'll get to 100. So as you can see, like there's a bunch of food headed to the different directions. Let's check this one out. Okay. So it's producing 72, shipments 71, which is a little concerning. Transport's 28. So that might just mean it's not producing enough. So we can do 2 things. Let's configure, manage this line and make sure it's using all resources. And to start, let's do a cargo and build a couple large cargo buildings on here. So now it's not deleting any food because it's overstocked. We have an extra 200 space here because each one's 75. So this should stock everything that this thing's producing. So that's the first part to solving this. So if we look here, yeah, okay, there we go. If you can see, now it's starting to get in the blues because it's actually getting enough. Granted, I could have just waited for the cycles and for the trucks to get here. Actually, that bonus level actually helps us by giving us more demand for the factory to produce. So, if you look over here, the number keeps going up. So what I'm going to do is actually increase the amount of vehicles. I'm going to just duplicate them. And they run max speed. So what you could do is, if you had newer vehicles that can go faster, you could increase the max speed. But that's not an option. And these vehicles only hold 5, so they're going to need quite a lot of trucks to haul all of this, and it's a lot longer of a distance to go. So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm just going to extend the road there, so they don't have to go through town. They can just shoot straight back and forth. But it's still determined by the amount of time it takes. So I actually want to look at this vehicle. Yeah, you can turn around. It was headed to the desert tribe while there's food here. Alright, let's check out the factory. And check out Konya. It's got 27 out of 122. And what about Wrigley? 17 out of 55. So it's working. But we need to increase the food factor. There we go. See, if you look at it, almost 100%, it's getting close, of its production is getting transported. And both of these, because it's starting to get more supply, it's actually able to produce more. And they're all in the blue, so as long as they stay in the blue, that level, it'll start to go up. And once it hits the end, that's when it actually levels up. If it drops back down into the middle part, they will stop actually increasing and start to level off. So we just have to wait a few bit more for this to finish leveling up. And what you want is your stored here to constantly like be in positive. As soon as it starts to go to 0, you start losing efficiencies and stuff. So that's why you having enough vehicles moving it back and forth is a good plan.
Thanks to your help with the grain harvest, the Sultan is collecting a tidy sum in taxes. And those taxes in turn guarantee that you'll be paid. Now the most challenging part of the route lies before you. The Taurus Mountains block the way to Aleppo like the jagged back of some primeval monster. But you've overcome every obstacle so far. Many hands will be needed to conquer this compact but rugged mountain range. The best thing would be to hire enough people on both sides of the mountains.
Okay, so the factory's going to provide passive income. Not that we necessarily will need it, but we'll check on it later. Okay, bring railway lines to bring workers from Konya to Eregli, and from Aleppo, which is down here, to Adana. So Aleppo already has a railway line that connects off. So I have to connect the two different sides first, and that one also has one. So what I am going to do is train building. So we need a passenger station because we're bringing people. I'm gonna do 2 tracks for both sides. That puts a second track and it automatically puts a platform on it. I think right here is actually a good spot, right on the end here. Yeah, right here's good. And as long as it has that connection there. And then where's a good spot over here? That has a train. But I can't click on it and utilize it. And so I'm gonna make a new train station. And I don't know if I'm gonna be connecting these later. So I'm actually gonna build it out here to make my job later easier. Yeah, because if I come through here, I might be able to do like a big turn. So I could do over on this side. But that collision there. Yeah. I'm gonna do a terminus. Why not? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's make some tracks. And where's this one? Oops. So if you look at this one, this is actually half cargo and half pedestrian. So pedestrian's here and this is cargo. So let's build the track outward. What? Well, in that case, that's going bye-bye. And we'll just have to build the track first. So it leaves town. Looking good. So I'm gonna hit A-OK on that one. And I'll rebuild the road here. Just had to move it off a little bit. And then I'll have to add a depot onto this. I'll build it back here if I can. Oh, wrong one. So let's make the line. Gotta click on the passenger side. I'm gonna call this passenger train. And then do Aleppo and Adana. Let's pick a locomotive. Yeah, let's do the PLM and do passenger cart. Passenger cart. Let's do some 6-wheelers. We'll do 4 for now. We can always increase it later. But we'll just have to see how many people are actually going back and forth. Let me check on this vehicle. Okay. It's 25 kilometers an hour. It's going to take a while. But as long as it gets its first delivery now, it'll be good. And so now we have to do this side. And let's swing around here. Oh, this is the same line. Okay, that's fine. The same track is utilized for both. Alright, I don't like that it ended up slowing down too much there. So let's sometimes you just have to rebuild a little bit just to get it a little smoother. There we go. Drops to 109. That's a lot better than 95. And likewise, I'll put the depot out here. Connects in. And what we're gonna do... Oh, actually no, I can't do it that way. So that connected those two. I had 4 on there, right? And let's add that. Oh, I gotta make the line first. People. 2 people. Konya and Baregli. That's what I'm saying. And then we'll do the Konya train depot. Put that on there. Alright. So this one, the time I was building that, this one's actually starting to get people. Which is good. I'm hoping this will. It only reaches a little bit of the town. This one actually encompasses quite a bit of the town, so. If anything, I might just have to build like a train station here. And just have a little bus network going. Which actually is a good idea. So we'll do bus tram station. We can go 20. And let's just do one-sided. So as you can see, it's covering the train station by clicking on it. That's highlighted. And then let's build a couple bus stops here. New line. We'll call this bus and irregularly. This just allows more people to get to here, because otherwise, if you click on this, it's only servicing these people. So the game thinks that it can only deliver people here. But if you connect it with the bus line, anything that the bus line connects to can get to the train. So we'll just buy 2 of these and send them down to the bus line. I don't think I have to do that up here. It would be worth a shot, actually. Do 2 and like that. Just in case we have to transport cargo by train. It's kind of like planning for the future. So if we have to transport cargo, now whether the train can hit them all, I can transport it using the bus, or and transport it by giving it to the bus station. Okay, so let's hit there, there, and there. This is very useful to do whenever you connect passenger station or cities using a passenger train. Having a local transportation just benefits you, because more people can use your train then. Alright, and now we'll click that and buy 2 more. Yeah, and as you can see, people want to use the bus wherever whichever part they're going to. There's 17 people here. If that's the case, I'm gonna double the amount of vehicles I have. 16. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Work in the mountains is only progressing slowly. Access to the Mediterranean would prove to be extremely useful. A branch line already runs from the port town of Mersin to Adana. It would be advisable to buy it up. Instead of begging for credit from your superiors, you might as well purchase the line all by yourself. That will certainly make an impression back home. You ought to pitch camp on the other side of the Taurus at the branch line's last stop.
Alright, so build a headquarters in Adana. So to build the headquarters, we have to click on the account there. And you see our financial charts. Go to headquarters and you can build it. Let me close this out. Where would we like to build it? We could build it right in here. Right by our train station.
Silver has been found in the mountains. This enables you to finance the branch line to the sea using existing funds. Your superiors in Germany will be seriously impressed.
So now that's a spot. So now we have to put a something there. Silver, it's right there. Do we want to use the? Do we want to use a a train? You know, that's actually might be a bad spot for that. Now that I think about it, I should have moved it back in case I have to destroy this road. So I'm gonna do that. Okay. There. So that will accept silver. Train actually reaches it. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to configure this. And I'm going to build cargo platform there. Actually, no. I'm going to do it a little differently. Just something like that. I might have to build...
What an adventure! Kara Ben Nemzi Effendi is deeply indebted to you for your services.
We'll build the cargo one there, just to make sure we have street access to it. And I will build a cargo station right here. And we'll come this outside one and connect it right in there. It's gonna be a super short track, but it's just for fun. We have to, oh, we don't have to deliver silver. Oh well. That can produce 400, so I'm just gonna do silver to headquarters. And I will build a road depot, a train depot. We'll just use that one. And cargo wagons. We'll just add a couple gondolas. One train is all we'll need. And while we're doing that, we complete the bonus task. So let's configure this line. For Adana North, you should have a completely full load. So now we'll wait. Oh, I'll send this now while this builds up. We build 20, and actually I'll configure. And put a large. I'll just put one. No, I can't do that. We'll just put a couple of these down just to hold some more space. And we're waiting for this to tick down. There we go.
Wonderful. The silver mine is yielding enough to buy the branch line.
All right. Acquire the railway line now.
The Sultan's civil servants are a nuisance. No matter how small the request, each time they expect a favor in return. For instance, for assuring that none of your merchandise disappears. The other nuisance are the Brits. They constantly snoop around near the oil drilling sites. You ought to sick a couple of savage desert tribes on them. That'll keep them busy. Whether Bedouin tribes or civil servants, they all have one thing in common. Put enough silver in their hands and they're very cooperative. All your wishes will come true.
Okay. So that's producing. The silver mine's not actually producing enough. The train's keeping up with it pretty well.
Traces of an ancient civilization can be found in the desert. Word has it that fabulous treasures of untold value lie waiting there. Set off to recover them before others beat you to it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have to deliver stuff to that cargo station. Can I just how am I going to do this? So this isn't quite close enough to connect to that, so they can't just directly transfer over, which is unfortunate. Unless I make a train go back and forth, but I think I'll use trucks here. So I'll just use a small truck station. We'll do one on each side. Is it 20 meters is fine. I might end up glitching the game here, but I'm gonna build it there. Actually, I'm gonna test something. So this is just too far. Let's delete this real quick. And let's see if building a road actually works. So sometimes if you just add a quicker connection. Oh, you see how it added there? So what I'm gonna do is relocate this. So I'm gonna pause the game. We can build a medium street there. Delete that. And make sure that the street connects all the way through so that it hits our... I mean, we can relocate our headquarters. I forgot about that. Oh, it connects there. So we're gonna connect this here. And what's nice is the city will rebuild. And we're gonna take this. And why can't I configure this? There we go. And we're gonna actually just destroy the passion side. And turn this into a cargo side. move the train so it doesn't break. Alright, now we just connect the tracks back up to it. And here's a trick. If you destroy one like station and rebuild it close enough, it will take the name of the one you just destroyed, and so you don't have to redo your lines. So now if you look, the lines are still here. And in addition, if you click on it, you can see it is actually supplying, it can reach the cargo station, so the goods will come in and transport directly to that one. So and it will also deliver to the headquarters, which just got increased in level. Now, I don't know what determines how much goes where, partially on demand, but this silver mine will have to start producing more for this. But in the meantime, we have to deliver silver to that tribe. So let's build a truck station here and make a new line. And we'll go truck silver to tribe. And then we'll build a road depot right next to it. And buy a couple vehicles. While I'm doing this, I'll play the
Traces of an ancient civilization can be found in the desert. Word has it that fabulous treasures of untold value lie waiting there. Set off to recover them before others beat you to it.
Alright, let's accept this.
A British archaeologist has already set out to search for the ancient stone fragments from Carchemish. Beat her to it and find the city of ruins in the desert.
In the desert north of Aleppo. Okay, so over here.
The remnants of an ancient settlement. Maybe even the cradle of civilization. Who knows what kinds of valuable artifacts lie slumbering beneath this pile of rubble and ruins. Despite all the digging, no artifacts can be found. Maybe the British lady was faster in the end. On the other hand, the excavation crew struck an oil well that's gushing away for all it's worth nearby. That's not bad either.
Yeah, so that you just dig down and hope to get it. So that's second bonus mission. Okay. So we're delivering to the port. This train. Oh yeah, that's done. So the silver comes here, and it drops them off at the headquarters, which that actually dropped in level because it's also going to the the line off in the factory over the port machine store. Have you got any yet? Oh. Did I do the wrong one? I did. Alright, send those two back to depot. I wanted truck silver to try. That's the one I wanted. So now the silver production, it can ship 300. So now it's going back and forth. How much can this train carry? 56. And there's 100 waiting for it. So now what we can do is modify the vehicle. Give it a couple more gondolas. I mean, if it's going to produce that much, it might as well transport it, right? So these will have to take 2 trips because they're 5. Okay, 3 trips. I think the 2 trucks went to the way up here. So, gonna have to bear with them on when they get back on the way back. So I'll speed this up and we'll come back to it once it's done. It's gonna take 3 more truckloads. Okay, now the vehicle is just finishing, and this is only because the second truckload got full.
Now that the civil servants and Brits are occupied, you can devote yourself to more important things. There are vast amounts of crude oil in the desert. This stuff makes it possible to drive an automobile, a new-fangled recent invention from a fellow German. But the fact is, the new rulers of the Ottoman Empire are pretty shady figures. So get moving and secure access to the oil fields. Then organize transport for the oil. The more machines, the quicker the pace. That goes for completing the Baghdad Railway and for extracting crude oil. And the quicker the better. Things are slowly getting creepy.
Alright, so we have a base camp here, and we have the oil well here, and we have to deliver machines. So, I'm gonna do a little extra, so I'm gonna destroy this track a little bit. And drop it in this location. So I'm gonna build that. And then I'm gonna build a cargo terminus. And it's just gonna connect to the oil well there. And take a track like so and connect it to this station. And then can I do a crisscross here? Okay. So new line. Train. We'll do Dana North oil well. Buy the vehicle, and we need a boxcar from the machines. We'll just do 3 of them for now, and we can do a nice cheap steam vehicle. Oops. Let's sell that, and we have to add. Buy this. Can I? Will it go there? Yes. Okay. Might as well put a signal in for a second. So what's this going to do? It's going to come out, and it's going to come cross over, jump on this side, and then head on back. So meanwhile, what we can do, since we have the tracks ready here, let's flip this one around for the base camp. Move it back to give us some space. Oh. And I'm actually going to build a 3rd line here. nice and easy. We can just do one set of tracks right on this cargo platform. So this this track is utilized for cargo. And we can hopefully just build that nice and easy. It's going to be slow, but that's fine. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll configure this, add another track on this side. And then we'll build a rail track that we can actually come out and it'll snap right next to it. Right next to the current one that's there. Like so. And this way you do less like landscaping construction. So, and likewise, we're gonna come here and try to do the exact same thing and connect it just like that. Now with this line, we're gonna do new line, click on Adana, Adana North, and then Adana Branch. So it's gonna pick up any of the cargo that comes from the port. So we're gonna deliver silver, it's gonna produce machines. When the machines come back, it's gonna jump on here, and then this train is gonna drop it off at Adana North and then move on to Adana Branch. The game calculates which one to get delivered to what. And I'll call this one train machine dispersal. And we just have to build a little track that connects these two together so that the train depot can go there, and we'll buy one. We'll do the PLM one once again, and a whole bunch of boxcars. 64. So that way it can supply dispersal. And no errors, so it should work. So the two trains are heading on out. Yeah, so that one machine route is gonna end up producing enough, and if you like click on here, if you click on the line, all of that's going to go there, but it will drop off at both points. The game will calculate like X amount will go to here and Y amount will go to here, and then it just combines them all into a single train. Alternatively, what I could have done is taken this train. Can I modify it? It's running a little too weak, so I'm gonna delete that and add that one. So now I'll move a little quicker. So alternatively, what I could have done is taken this train and added some boxcars to it, so the same train is delivering stuff back and forth. There's some benefits and cons to both ways, but yeah. Those are just two different ways. If I had two different trains going on here and had like a crossing, if it was a longer path, I probably would have like 2-3 trains and split them that way, so delivering goods in both directions. I mean, you don't have to stop, so anymore. And just delete the signal. There we go. And then you can have like crossovers and like moving around. But on here, I'm utilizing the entire amount of the train, mostly. So it's in that aspect, you pretty much just have, when you're playing, you just have to figure out which like works better and go that route. Here we have an issue. So let's check out this train. So modify. So I technically overlooked this. What I'm gonna have to do um, is add boxcars to this one so that it can bring the machines back. It has a whole bunch of stuff on it, which tells me that oil is going to go there. I'm actually going to delete the oil ones right away because we're not utilizing those. And actually I could have modified and add a couple more gondolas on that. So it was not allowed to bring the machines back, so the machines were not being produced. So now I, modified the vehicle. So now, as you can see, machines are actually being produced and are ready to be shipped. But once it only utilized a little bit that was there. Once this full load is delivered, yeah, now it's going to produce a lot more machines. So meanwhile, yeah, that train hasn't shipped anything yet because it hadn't had anything to ship. So I'm gonna speed this part up a little bit just so that stuff is just now getting rolling, and we'll have to see what like the vehicles or the goods being moved. I'll click around, but oh, real quick, here we go. As you can see, it had a full 16, or it had 16 machines on it. It dropped off 13, and it's carrying on and bringing the other 3 to the base camp. So that's how, like, however the game calculates it, but the game will not like just drop all your stuff off at the first spot. You can have it. It will like tell it the train to deliver it to multiple spots. All right, so this just picked up the last amount of the machine, or it should have. It delivered like 20, like 18 or so last time. Now, all this you could have done with trucks. Just put a lot of trucks out and deliver it back and forth. I think I did that my last playthrough. I decided just to use trains this time for this nice, like, easy transfer and configuration, and because trains can hold more per load. That's the beauty of this game. It allows you to do things multiple different ways. Like I said, last time I used all trucks, and so I had many vehicles flying around. So you also have to look at congestion of traffic and stuff. But
the necessary machines have arrived. The Baghdad Railway can finally be completed.
Here we go. The main point of this whole thing. Now we have to connect irregularly to Adana. So this gives us multiple options, honestly. So I'm gonna pause time here. Well, I'll let the train go out a little further. And I'm gonna reconfigure this. Do I wanna go with that side or this side? I'll put it on this side. And then I will end up destroying this track, and you'll see why. I'm gonna connect this to the outside one. Oh, that train's there. And I'm gonna bring this around. It's not the best way of doing it, but I have a good feeling about this. Okay, so now as we go, like, I could cross it over. But what you can do is you can like dig it down Can I? There we go. Get a little tunnel in there. I'm actually gonna delete this so I can get yeah. So as long as you're like, yeah, let's keep it down. Can build this. And we'll tell it, let's start coming back up. Yeah, a little faster. Oh, actually, we gotta make sure we check to see where we're headed. We're headed right up there. So I think if we go here, we should have no issues in terms of oh, oh, whoops. I messed that one up. So we'll just make a connection there to clear that warning. So now we have to get through the mountain. And we'll do it like that. A little tunnel. I don't want to crisscross too much with the road. But we end up might just have to, and like on here, can just go straight through. Let's bring this back a little bit like that, because I don't want it to like just destroy the mountain like that. And we'll just come straight through here and connect there.
Time to quickly pump out a few more tankfuls of oil and then get out of here.
Okay. So actually, in terms of this, I'm going to continue the line and get doubled up at this point. Well, they only have... Oh, no. I will not stand for this. Let's put some tracks on the other side. Screw it. I'll just do it this way. Let's back this line up a little bit. Maybe too far. We'll come there, and then we'll cross in on here. And we can do signals. Make sure no one tries to drive in when someone else is there. All right. Likewise, we don't want anyone to drive out on the line. So I accidentally used. I thought we were doing passenger stuff, but apparently not. So how am I going to modify this?
Delight the Sultan with an exclusive Pullman car, so that he continues to view your project favorably. Naturally, the car's interior requires a special decor, tailored precisely to His Majesty's needs.
There. A few signals. Yeah, I thought we were doing pedestrians, not cargo. We're not delivering anything to that. So we got that line all fixed up. So now I have to do a couple modifications. So let's accept this, and we can probably run them both at the same time.
The Sultan prefers to rest on a purple divan couch. They say chances are good to find one in Aleppo.
Okay, buy a Pullman car and bring it to the station at Aleppo. A passenger car custom made for the Sultan. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Want that. And what I'm gonna do is just I'll wait till that gets back, and I'll send it to the depot. Meanwhile, I have to modify this vehicle so that it has cargo. It has some tankers on it. I have to deliver 40, and they're 9 apiece. So 5. And likewise, I have to make a new line that goes from this cargo station in Adana all the way to Konya. Call this one train Adana to Konya. And I should be able to, no. I'm not too concerned, so I'll just build another train depot and tell it to connect there. And this will be a PLM and just a bunch of train cars. Send this down to Konya. Now I have to figure out how to get oil from Adana north to Adana. Where's the train? Oh, there you go. So this one never utilized its entirety of its vehicles, so I'm going to modify and take 2 of them off. They're 12 apiece. Oh, 8 apiece. I could take 3 of them off because it has 24. There we go. And modify once again and add some tank cars to it. There we go. So now it'll pick up, which is actually really good, is now it's utilizing both directions. So it's going to pick up goods, bring it here, and also drop off, and then also pick up and drop them off. All right. Meanwhile, let's wait till this parks, and then we'll send it to the depot. And make sure we get the fees for delivering these 13 people. All right, now we'll send it to the depot after it just got unloaded. And we'll do passenger train.
A delicate porcelain tea set is essential. The car is supposed to be furnished with this in Adana.
Before I forget, let's make sure we check out where it's connecting to. Actually, that's a good spot for that line to go. And that's only got one. Okay, cool. You know, manage vehicle. Can I add a second one on? Cool. Just in case it needs more people. There we go. Let's bring this car to Adana. And then I might have to add a new line because I might have to go to Konya. Which I can utilize the new train track.
There's something missing without
yes.
an exceptional carpet. The most magnificent carpets are knotted in Konya.
Okay, now we have to bring the carriage to Konya. So this is going to do a new line from Adana to Konya. So this is going to be a little wonky as we're going to have different trains going different directions. And I'll have to figure this out as we go. But I'm trying to, instead of make a new line, utilizing the line that's there and stuff. Oh. Where's the train? There's the train. Now I can tell this one to go Danya to Konya. So, alright, I'm gonna do a little something here where I click the train. You can get pinned up there. And I'm gonna place signals down so that, as you can see, the waiting for the free path disappeared. And by placing, like, the signals, it allows the vehicles to keep moving to the next signal. So I'm also going to click this train because that's getting paused up. And as you can see, it's inching its way forward. As one passes one of these, the other one will move forward. So they're going the same direction on the track, and you should do the signals both directions. But this train, the passenger train, is not going to be staying on here because we're trying to bring oil. So then we'll see where stuff gets hung up over here. Alright, so that one's off ahead. That one's waiting for the free path. And so this one's stuck because there's someone in front of it. So I'm just going to tell it to go to the depot so it clears the station. Because I have the access point for the two directions. So that should come and go off on the other side. This one's coming in. There we go.
What a sumptuous Pullman car. It would almost be worthy of the German emperor. That may be, but unfortunately, the Sultan doesn't have the slightest interest in traveling by train. He prefers a sedan chair.
Aha. Alright. So I'm going to add some signals going backwards. I usually utilize the one-ways. And have just two lines, or two rails go in both directions. So each rail only goes one direction. It makes things a lot simpler. So like in terms of like signals, but if you're utilizing a single line, you'll have to do it this way. So I don't know where this train ended up, but we can put this back on there. Oh, there it is. And I'm actually going to tell you to go back to... Oh, nope, that's going to mess stuff up. You gotta go back because you left way too early. Wait for a free path, because that one didn't have a signal. So it had no point in which it was stopping, so they have to wait for that train. So this will pull in the station. Oh, it was waiting for a free path anyways. That one will go in, and there we go. Now let's finish this crude oil. Oh, you already got some. Well, would you look at that? Not enough to turn it around yet. Alright, well, I'm gonna follow this train as it goes through the mountains. And I'll speed this up until it's gonna take one more trip, so I'll speed it up a bit and bring you back when we get to delivering the last of the oil. Alright, we are now delivering our last bit of oil to Konya. And this drops it off. There we go. Engineering marvel has been completed. But you're so homesick it hurts. See to it and that you hurry back to Germany. So we did the hidden treasures, bonus mission, the Sultan's Pullman car, and the desert adventure. But yep, that's gonna do it for mission 6. So this is the end of chapter 1. The missions the missions start to get more complicated in chapter 2 and going on to chapter 3. These all were chapter 1 is mainly just explaining what's going on in the game and how to work. Yeah, now the future, like I think chapter 2 is mostly about optimizations and stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing that with you guys, and if you I hope you enjoyed and I hope these helped. So yeah, if you if it helped you, if you liked what you saw, drop a like on the video, and if you want to see the rest of these, hit subscribe and we'll keep on going. So see you guys. Thank you for watching.